At the beginning of last year, I started losing mobility in my legs. I started having pain that was the only thing to compare it to is it felt like my tendons were being ripped out of my legs. But I tried toughing it out because I couldn't afford to go to the doctor. Well, by June, it got to the point where I was walking on it with a cane. I could barely walk anywhere. And so my wife made me go to the doctor, who sent me to an orthopedic surgeon to get an MRI. We get the MRI back, and my doctor tells me that I have to have surgery within the next 2 weeks, which was strange. Usually on back surgery, you have quite a bit of, room to play with, that it's not an emergency. But he told me that my disc was protruded into my spinal cord so far that according to the MRI, I'm 0.08 millimeters away from being paralyzed. And he said, and once it gets to that point, he doesn't know if I could even walk again after that. So I had a choice to make. Do I tough it out and assume he's wrong and possibly not be able to work at all once that's done? Do I have the surgery? And according to him, I'd be out of work 10 months to 1 year healing. So me and my wife spoke about it. We prayed about it. I don't have parents or family. I'm an orphan. And my wife doesn't have any parents. And I am the only income. Even if my wife was able to work, she wouldn't make enough money to pay for daycare for my daughter. And I don't want other people raising my daughter. But I was able to take care of everything before this. I didn't have to ask for help. But we chose to go ahead and have the surgery. And right before surgery, a friend of mine told me that I needed to start a GoFundMe campaign. I didn't want to do it, but I had to put my ego and my pride aside, because it wasn't just for me. If it was just me, and my wife, I'd choose homelessness, because I don't want to ask people for money. That's not who I am. I earn everything I have. But it's my daughter, and I don't want my daughter to ever feel what I've had to feel growing up. I don't want her to know what it's like to be homeless or to not have food. So I started the campaign, and I was able to raise a little bit of money that paid for some of our utilities and groceries. But other than that, we've lost one vehicle. It got repoed, and we're 10 months behind in our rent. And the only reason we haven't been kicked out is because a friend of mine is the one who owns the house, and he's at his limit because he can't afford it. He doesn't make a lot of money. And he had contacted me just recently saying that he has to have some money because he's got a mortgage to pay. But when I shared my GoFundMe, the biggest problem is that I only know how to share it on social media. Or at least that's all I thought about, was sharing it on social media. Well, I get canceled a lot on social media. I get banned. Not because I consider myself controversial or anything, but I say things you shouldn't be saying, I guess. I'm a pretty proud conservative. I'm a patriot. I don't hate anybody, but I do love my country. And this actually ended up hurting me. But we're at the limit. I don't know what else to do. I am working, but I don't make enough money to pay for me not working for so long. I mean, it took $3,500 a month to pay my bills. Imagine, I ended up being able to go to work 8 months instead of 10. But 8 months, $3,500. That's 28 grand. Plus other medical bills that ended up coming into play. I had to have 6 grand just to have the surgery. And then I had a cancer scare that cost me 7 grand. I don't know what else to do. I'm not asking you directly to donate money because I know it's hard for everybody or for a lot of people. And I don't know what you can and cannot afford. So it's not fair for me to ask you and put you in that position. But if you can share it, it'd make a world of difference because somebody can afford. And just $10, 100 people, $10. But I would appreciate it if you could help me out. There's a chance that I don't know you very well or at all. So you're just helping out a stranger. And still there's a chance that we do know each other. And you know I don't ask people to borrow money, but I'm begging you, please at least share it. Give somebody the opportunity to help us. Thank you and God bless.